and welcome to SOVL 28 Days Later Edition. SOVL is a turn-based strategy game that pitches two fantastical armies against one another. So you get your regular sword and shield lads, your brave archers in the back and arrogant knights running around, but also wizards throwing fireballs, trolls and giants, things like that. As you've seen from the title and thumbnail, we're playing a very special army this time, and we're going as the Dead Nation Necromancer. So it'll be the highest difficulty, but specifically what we're aiming to do is it's going to be a very infantry heavy run with a specific focus on getting as many infantry as we possibly can in the largest possible unit size. So we're going to be taking all of the upgrades to max out the undead horde we're going to use to sweep the earth clean of life. So we're going to run... Well, I won't go through the kind of nitty gritty of the controls or the rule sets. You can have a look at some of the other playthroughs I've put online to go through that. We'll kind of skip through that as we go through, but you'll pick it up very quickly as we go along. It's pretty straightforward. So we come to our starting selection of units. Now our Necromancer comes with a unit of skeleton spears, so we've already got one, and we're not taking the bats, so we're going to go with the skeleton warriors, which would have been the ideal choice for me regardless. And for our second choice, I've had a look at what the potential options for the second choice are. From the pool, it's things like elite cavalry dread knights, wolves or bats or zombie giants. So the most numerous infantry you can get are actually the white guard, which are the undead equivalent of elite infantry, but it's the most we can do for most numerable unit. So there we go, we give skeleton spears, skeleton warriors, white guard. Swagged one, so I'll kind of show that off. That's what this looks like. So you get your warriors, you get your skeleton spearmen, and you get your slightly more elite, you can tell from the thicker armor there, the white guard, elite skeleton soldiers. Just having a look at the battle map, here's our kind of campaign. We'll be moving through left to right, trying to get to the Act 1 boss, as you may have pieced together from Act 1, there's subsequent acts to get through later. As we go through, we're going to be trying to take as many fights as possible, specifically in the first part, because otherwise we're going to be seriously getting our teeth kicked. So we can do 3 in a row here, which is good. We forced through a camp, but after that we can go fight. That's pretty good. You get the elite as well for harder battle but more gold. If you went anywhere else, you get stuck going through random events. Random events can be really good, but for guaranteed value and getting what we want is a lot of experience, because we're going to need it for this army, because we need a lot of levels to get our unit size up. So unit size start relatively meager. Well, 15 is pretty good for infantry, but they can get much bigger, and we're going to max out as far as possible. So we'll go the max battle and XP approach, which is down here. Even a campsite will give you XP, so that's pretty much the best we can do. Go into battle 1. Roaming brigands. Okay, so Vespara the Ancient, our Necromancer here. In this campaign run, our character, the Necromancer, is going to be doing some unbelievable heavy lifting. You know, those little thin arms capable of bearing great weight. That's because the 2 spells she comes with are going to be absolutely pivotal for us to have any chance of winning this. So roaming brigands, there'll be a unit of archers and a unit of swordsmen. What I'd love to do is shove this unit of warriors straight into the archers, so I'm going to stick them there, and then everyone else over here. Yep, there they are. So the X key and the C key. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use our unit first. So 2 spells. We're going to cover the more versatile one first. Unholy Vigor. So unfortunately for our undead, Reanimators has a perk of not caring about discipline, but you start -1 movement. Corpses aren't particularly fast. So what Unholy Vigor does is you can improve the speed of any of your selected units by 3. So we go from the slowest infantry unit in the game to, I think the fastest, even the fastest things like the rats and the elves are 9. We're now 10. So I'm going to speed up those warriors because I need them to race up here as quickly as possible, and then just get you behind cover. Okay, so I'm going to wait for the archers to move, because they're going to move and shoot me no matter what I do. I can't avoid it. So I'm better off just making sure it's a long range shot and ignoring them. And then I'll move the white guard around here to start positioning around the swordsmen. Here they come. They do exactly what we thought they'd do. They take a long range shot and do nothing. They bounce off. Perfect outcome for us. Now, fortunately for us, because they foolishly moved forward, what we can do is we can go straight forward ourselves, and we can immediately side charge the archers. Best possible outcome. So if you hover a unit, you can see the flanks, we can go into their side. So we'll send our skeleton warriors straight in. One of the incidental benefits to having that extra movement range is that it increases both your movement and your effective charge distance, so it's a great movement increase. over here. So there's warriors are trying to bother us. We don't particularly care. We can just sort of go around and ignore them. Eventually our objective is to get one of these units into their back, either this unit or the White Guard. We could use Raised Dead. I'm going to spare it for now. I'll show you what that does in a moment. There's no need to use it quite yet. I'm going to move you around, kind of pincer this one. They're going to have to make a choice and they're not going to like either outcome. You go the warrior, so fighting in combat, you compare relative skills. Skeletons, basically everything except our White Guard, are the most unskilled thing in the game down at skill 2. So you're going to hit everything on 4+. We get 10 attacks. We hit perfectly averagely, which is fine. And we get some decent power because we charged. There we killed 3 archers. They hold in combat, which is going to be annoying, but never mind. There's a solution for that. Okay, they're choosing to aggro onto the spearmen. That's not particularly concerning. I'm just going to pop by. The woods are slowing us down, but even so, it's pretty easy for me to just squeeze through. What will probably happen next turn is they'll just turn to face me so I can hang out. Now, what I'm going to do, because I'm going to inevitably sustain some casualties on this warrior unit, I'm going to use the Raised Dead spell. So Raised Dead, D3+3 models to zombie, skeleton warriors, spears or archers. So everything in our army except the White Guard. Now, there are 15 of us. They're going to hit us and we're going to take some casualties. The really cool thing about Raised Dead is that you can raise your unit size beyond its maximum starting strength. So there are now 19 warriors. So even if they killed 4, I'm exactly where I was, which is going to be relevant for our kind of battlefield attrition later. I'll show you what I mean. Just put them there because they're going to turn and I can recharge them later. We have another duel here. We hit amazingly this time, killing a whole load more. And even if they do really well, yeah, they kill us. They don't do well. They killed a single warrior. So we sustain a casualty, but in effect we've actually taken no damage because at the end of the battle we'll go back to our original 15 out of 15. So we're fine. We've taken 0 skeleton-based casualties. They do what we thought, and now we're going to put the White Guard into their back. So the archers rally, but that's not going to matter because they've been outflanked by a slow unit of skeletons. And then these can come over here and don't charge those. We can do that later. Is there any point in me using any of these spells? No. We don't need the movement and we don't need the Raised Dead right now. Raised Dead is pivotal because the game rewards you for not taking casualties. I'll show you why in a moment when we get to the end battle screen. We should be able to clean this up this turn. That will be dead, and if we're fortunate, the White Guard will break this in one turn. It requires a bit of lucky rolling, but I'm hopeful we can pull it off. So we have, unlike the rubbish skeletons, the White Guard are skill 4. They're actually quite elite in battle, better than the Imperial Sword. So we have better skill than them. We're hitting 3+, and it's still 10 attacks for there being 10 of us. We hit 6, that's kind of average. We kill 5, that's really good. 5 in rear charges win by 6. They should run away, unless they roll incredibly well. They do. Perfect outcome. And over here, these 3 archers aren't long for this world. Yep. Yep, there you go. Flawless first battle. Showing off the extra move speed being crucial to deal with their back rangey stuff and the Raised Dead so you don't take casualties. At the end of the battle you get gold, you get a point of experience for everyone, and then if you took casualties you get a bit of passive regen and given a choice between either looting or taking some healing. We don't really benefit from the healing for full HP. For this one I could get 5. I think I will go up to max size because it puts me straight to 19, which is cool because I can do this. So obviously we get our units. What we can do, it's not, you can only fight in 2 ranks, usually 3 if you're spearmen. Under special circumstances you don't charge. We're not benefiting from the back ranks, so to actually make use of them we can stretch our units like so. With this one, do I want to go to, that might be pushing it. I mean, you get more damage that way, and I can use Raised Dead to increase their ranks for extra wounds, which isn't, and then they get all of their ranks for fighting anyway. I think I will stretch out. No point in stretching the White Guard yet, because they wouldn't get any more attacks. They get all 10 of them in this neat little block. But yeah, we're going to stretch out to max. Kind of demonstrate why that's a good idea. Oh, we're up against Undead. That's a hassle for us because we're not going to be able to really kind of be clever with breaking their morale or out-positioning them. It's just going to be a long, drawn-out punch fest. Best I can really hope to do is maybe surround and crush a unit rather than getting stuck chasing them around. So probably, maybe I'll do it like this where I can kind of space them out. Okay, so the wolves are going to run straight forward and just kill themselves in our spears, which is fine. In fact, I'm inclined to just let them. I'm just going to walk forward and just let them hit me. Now, the trick about Unholy Vigor, it lasts until your next round of combat. So if I start putting it on these guys now, it will stay with them the extra speed to help me out position these zombies. So they're going to come hit me, that's fine. They're going to come forward. I'm just going to stand where I am and let them get out positioned. And then once the direwolves are dead, I can bring this unit around and we can surround and kill one unit of zombies in particular. No charges for me. The direwolves are going to hit us there. That's okay. Now for spells, we're going to use Unholy Vigor on the other unit. Might as well make them fast as well. I could have used Raised Dead now. That would have given me one more attack. I think they're all going to die anyway. In which case, that doesn't actually mean anything. And then here, again, they're not going to reach us for a bit. So what I'm actually going to do to be a bit clever is I am going to move forward. The reason being is that I can stall the AI out better if I'm kind of inching forward like this. And this one I'm going to pull this way because it makes it easier to drag them around to get this into their back later. You can see ranges by using the X key and the C key. Here's the fight. So our Vesper gets the fight. The Necromancer hits twice. Kills a dog. And then, so the dog's down. They're going to do some nasty damage to us here, but only 3. Good, I can easily put that back with Raised Dead. I get 19 attacks because where Spear, you know, got charge, you get to fight in all 3 ranks. So my max guy is 14 and there's only... Yeah, they're all gone. Good, so I'm just going to put those 3 back and we're perfectly fine. The hounds are fast and hard hitting, but they're very fragile, so they don't do very well if you just throw them straight into a big block of infantry. They're going first. I'm now going to use Unholy Vigor on this unit. There you go, we're all sped up now. And start racing my way over here to help out in this combat. Interesting, they've locked onto that. Well, what I'll do is I'll put you up here. I'm not going to put them into the rear arc yet, and I'll tell you why in a moment. You come around, just buy a bit of time here. Yes, this unit of skeleton warriors could easily defeat these skeleton zombies, but I'm better off getting more advantageous charges by buying time. No charges yet because they're going to turn around. You've actually moved into a position where you haven't reached me, which is a bit silly. I guess I'll just start moving up this way. When they turn around to face me, I can just run in the other direction. So they're going to turn and I'm easily going to escape. Good, I know where they face now, so I should be able to. Ideally, I would put this unit in the side and the white guard in the back, because I can't replenish the white guard, whereas I can replenish these. So is there any way I can bait them into giving me a side charge and the white guard a rear charge? Probably not. They're just going to stick onto... They'll face whatever unit's closest, which is unfortunately going to wind up being... what if I came this way instead? I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to game out a couple moves in advance. If I move them to here, and then I move them pretty close, they'll turn around. I don't think I'm going to be able to get to their side. It's worth a try. I'm in no rush, so we might as well give it a go. Come to here, see if you can bait them into doing... This wood might end up scuppering us, but I think it's worth a go regardless. In fact, face this way because it'll be easy for you to position around later. We could raise dead now, get my extra guys in. Yeah, why not? There you go. We're now beyond our starting size. And you come around this way. So we're just trying to get them to take the bait and turn. So they'll face me there. Problem is, how do I get you to the... Well, I need them to face this one, really. So maybe they'll face, I think, whatever's closest. So I'm going to move you nice and far away, like so. So I'm now pretty certain that they're the closest unit, so I can get these into the back and then these into their side, is my intent. Worth a try. Because any damage they do to the spears I will replenish, but I can't replenish the white guard. Okay, you're going to fail to catch the skeleton warriors for a bit because we're super speedy skeletons. That would be impossible without... There you go, they do what I was hoping for. So, question becomes, can I get far enough around this way? Flank them. I think that wood is actually going to ruin my plans. Yeah. If that wasn't there, this would be easy because I could just do this and then get around there. So what I'll have to do is... this is going to be annoying. I guess I could just lure them out this way and pull them a bit. Get them away from the stupid woods. Eventually I'll get what I want here. It's just going to take a while to pull off. I could fight with the skeleton warriors and use Unholy Vigor and see if I can just beat them in a straight battle. Because I get a 3-up save. Maybe if I get a flank charge to do a bunch of damage, it's worth a go. It's going to start getting pretty lame if I don't start taking some fights. We are just about safe there, yeah. Have you get... Wait. you will eventually fail to position correctly, and I will get exactly what I want. I'm just going to have to ring around the rosies for a bit. I'm doing this because an all-infantry army is honestly pretty weak. Archers and cavalry are a lot better for their speed and versatility in doing damage, so we've got to be very cagey about how we do this. So you've locked onto him, which is annoying. This stupid wood in my way. I want you to lock onto that unit. Come back this way. And then twist. Turn and face them in such a way I can flank you, please. Inch away again. Interesting. I guess I could take 2 flanks. It's a bit awkward. I don't know if I can get there. Well, you can obviously... You can't escape their range, but you can get the majority into the side. In which case... Yeah, you get a side and a side. You might end up losing 1 or 2 white guard. Not the end of the world, I suppose. Oh, come on, let's just... I don't think they're going to give me exactly what I want, so... Yeah, I'll take 2 side flanks here. Would have been slightly more perfect if I did the other way around, but okay. See if I can get away with it. So they charge me. Because I'm hitting them in the side, it's an intercept, and then because they're pinned in place, they can't do anything about me surrounding them. The reason I try so hard to surround an undead unit is, unlike normal units, they don't have morale or discipline, they don't break, rather they're going to stay in combat forever until you kill every single one of them. The whole thing about, you know, being undead. Don't use that yet, save it if I need it later. I started with 19, remember? So Vesper's going to go, killing a zombie. Well, you can't really kill a zombie, can you? Just unreanimate them. Good damage there. You take 1 hit back. They can only fight in the 3 in base contact when they do side charges, so you don't get as many hits. So 3 in this unit and 3 in this unit. Kill another bunch there. They do 1 hit. I save... Ah! So because the zombies are Omega Power 2 and I'm Defense 5, I get to save on a 2+, meaning any result of a 1 will fail. So yeah, we wiped out the whole unit in 1 turn. Impressive. That's the power of having a high defense unit. Well, specifically it's the power of having a really pathetic enemy that Power 2 zombies are pretty much the weakest thing in the game. Skill 2, Power 2, even worse than the skeletons. These will start coming over here. Because we've had a combat now, we've gone back to our usual speed of basically nothing. So this is going to take a while for us to get over there. Yeah, just continue inching forward. What I'd love to do, if I come this way, maybe I can make it easier to catch him with a side charge later. Yeah, like so. So, just make sure I'm not the closest with the white guard, because I want them facing that unit. You can just skip. Unfortunately, we don't get to stay at 20 spearmen, we'll go back down to 19. Well, they come. They're doing a good job. Again, I could take the gamble and do 2 hits in the side and see if I can just finish them that way. Probably fine. If we really wanted to min-max, we could just avoid the combat forever and never go in because the enemy morale would eventually fail. But that's kind of pushing it in terms of being a bit lame. So I am gonna take the fight, risk losing a white guard or 2. And because they're going in, I'm gonna use Raise Dead here and preemptively make it so they can't possibly do any damage to me. Perfect. You want to be careful doing that because you might change the orientation of the unit, which denies you either a rear charge or a flank charge. Yeah. I briefly considered for a moment only sending in the warriors, but that gets them 10 attacks and I could take some damage, which isn't worth it. I think taking 1 wound on the white guard is fine. Skip the rest because this is going to be the final turn. Here we go. White guard, yeah, do fine. They say, well, okay, here we go. This is the one that matters. No hits, cool, I got away with it. And even if there are units left, they're routing this turn because the enemy army is taking so much damage they've given up. So when undead units fail, they don't run away, they take 1 to 3 more casualties. So the reason why you want to double flank them is because if they were still alive, they would then get to turn around and hit you in the face, which is kind of annoying. But if you hit them from 2 sides, they're stuck, they're pinned and can't bother you. No casualties, max gold, perfect outcome. We've got a couple levels, so the skeleton warriors have leveled up. Right, so under normal circumstances, I'd immediately take skill because that's probably the best thing with the pathetic skill too. But with our run, we want the maximum unit size and eventually stronger summons. This chain will get us there. We just combo by 1 to start is pretty awful because we're not going to be losing a lot of fights, but fine. And the white guard can take either the unit size now, or that'll be fine, or we could start making our way up there. I'm going to take, both of these are valid. I'm going to take the unit size first, because I can immediately increase the size, and then we could start doing other things later. So yeah, have a couple more white guard, and do that. So the white guard are now long enough that I could stretch them for a few more attacks, like so. Into the next battle, take as many fights as possible against Goblin Raiders. This might be a hassle. If it's the Goblin one, if it's the Wolf Rider one specifically, this is going to suck. They have one where there's a bunch of Wolf Rider units that are going to come running at us. If it's the Archer one, I'm less concerned. I would think if there's Wolf Riders here, I would probably rather they run into the Spearmen and make a big Spearman wall and just have them smash into us again. If it's Archers, I could just start using my own super speedy thing on myself to get myself up there. You can hide behind cover. Okay, it is the Wolf Rider one. Right, they can be dealt with by this, and I'm hoping somebody can flank that unit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Unholy Vigor on one of these to try and outflank that one. Where are they going to come? They're going to come straight forward and probably aggro onto you. So I'm going to speed up the White Guard with the hope I can get the White Guard into their side and then just come forward so you can take the Wolf Riders head on. Yeah, they're going to charge you, that's fine. Just hide behind cover here to the best of your ability. In fact, stand where you are because it makes it easy for them to come over here and help you. Okay, so I know where they've settled. And if I'm lucky with my extra fast White Guard, I can get up there and catch them. Are you... Oh, that... Is the woods... Are they going to stop me again, the silly woods? Yeah, I think so. It's slowing me down just enough such that I can't... I have to go kind of straight, otherwise I would do this, kind of go up here and then hit them in the side. Don't think there's anything I can do about that. I can't quite reach them. Or it's going to end up being in front. I guess I could allow them to charge the Skeleton Warriors and then just use Raise Dead on myself. So I'll just have you kind of get into a position later to come help by charging them in the side. I can't actually move yet, it's going to be a bit annoying. Never mind, couldn't outflank, ignore the Goblin mob. You can't run away with units of skeletons, they know no fear. So they have to just stand there and take charges. This one will be okay, I think, because I can just use the Greater Undead. This one, I need to run over here and support quickly, otherwise I am in a bit of trouble. Oh, come on, I can't. I couldn't move preemptively because otherwise I would have been too close. And now I can't catch them by doing this. If I just go straight... No, obviously can't go straight. 8.4. 8.3. 8. No, I can't get there. Okay, you're on your own. I'm going to have you kite around that. Let's do this first. You'll eventually be able to help there, I suppose, so you can just use Raise Dead here first. Max, that's going to be really useful because we're going to take quite a few casualties against this. You're coming to menace me here. That's not too much of a concern. Start moving around that way. Here we go. I'm hopeful to win this one. Vesper hits twice. Does no wounds, unfortunate. Their unit hits 11 of 12 times. Ouch. Doing 8 wounds. That's a bad outcome for us. We get good hits, but we're not going to do 8 wounds, so we're going to wind up losing combat and crumbling. Yeah, they rolled incredibly well there. That's irritating. Over here, they rolled a bit more reasonably. Yeah, that's more kind of reasonable for casualties. In fact, it's a draw. But I have to support this unit, otherwise it's going to... Basically, neither of these are going to do particularly well unless I start using... I'm going to take casualties, but it's a question of... Can I get it to a point where I take only casualties on one and then heal the other? You're coming for me there. I don't particularly care. Just sort of get out the way. And get out the way and then charge them. Now, decision time. Do I Raise Dead? Which of these 2 units? If I do, would you win if I Raise Dead? What are their stats? 333 versus 233, so they outstat us. They get 8 attacks, I get 11. So 3 more attacks making up for a skill difference. Probably not here. Wolf Riders, I'd have more. I would probably win this one. I'm going to commit all my resources to this flank because I can obviously clean this up and then I'll have to just heal this unit a bunch. I'm hopeful I can get through this without losing any casualties. I mean, like real ones in terms of actual damage. No, they keep rolling above average. That's good though because I started at 19, so I've effectively taken no damage. And yeah, all but one are dead. So that Wolf Rider's going to run away. Without the charge, they lose their extra power. They're pretty useless. This one, I just need them to roll. Stop rolling well. We rolled below average. And they rolled above, so we actually lost. 3 minus 1, so it becomes 2. So let's slightly less crumble, but yeah, that warrior unit's had it. You're going to come around here and start attacking the goblin mob. Finish that for me. Okay, good. That's actually good news for me. They've aggroed onto the wrong unit. I'm going to Unholy Vigor myself, because just in case the Wolf Rider rallies, I'm going to have to go kill them. They don't. They're going to run off the field, but fine. They're now going to die, because they'll put the attacks into the Skeleton Warriors, which doesn't matter. We would have lost, but we have some White Guards to clean up the mess. If I could intercept them, that would never have happened. We'd have a healthy Warrior unit, but oh well. They're Skeleton Warriors. They're here to sustain casualties. Okay, me first. I'm just going to get you out of the way because you're basically irrelevant at this point. Because I wanted to see that. I wanted to see where they were going. Again, our hope is to recharge this unit with something. And I'll use Unholy Vigor on you because you've now entered a combat. You've lost it, so you need to re-engage your speedy skeletonness. This wood is going to scare me, but I think I can still escape them by inching away while they eventually get here. Between the two, I would rather recharge with White Guards than Skeleton Spears. They're just interesting, just a lot more effective. How do I bait that? Well, if I put these here, I guess I'll eventually be able to get you into a position to charge them. Just get around the woods, because they cut your movement in half, which is a bit annoying. They're actually standing there, again, killing your movement for no reason. So we can get out of this with only effectively taking damage to a single unit, so I still get gold off of these two. Turn and face, turn and... uh-oh, have I mucked this up? I think I'm safe there. Yes, just about. You come down. I could already reach them if we were so inclined. I'm not so inclined. Not going to risk taking any casualties. Oh, they're routing this turn anyway, so it took too long. So now I'm just going to hammer the skip button, so because regardless of what happens, the enemy just gives up. But we would eventually get a recharge on this goblin mob and clean them up, no problem. So yeah, horrendous casualties to the one unit, but everyone else is okay. The good thing about Undead, I think you get a lot of replenishment just by pressing the button, so yeah, we're basically full strength. The Necromancer leveled. Ah, shame we didn't get the good one. I'm going to take Recruiter. It's obviously going to be useful, but there's a better one we're hoping for later. And then the Skeleton Spears, who are accompanying level. Again, I'm given a choice, which is not a choice at all because I have to go for unit size, which is buried in this chain. So we'll take the rather rubbish Crumble one, but we'll be rewarded later. White Guard, I don't need the extra 2. You're combat viable at your size, so I'd like the gold because we're about to go, I think, into our first armory. Okay, so we're given a choice. I'm going to go maximum infantry, so catapults, bats, or more infantry in the White Guard. And it's the retinue, so it will move the Necromancer into that unit, which is fine. We also immediately get a level, which is nice, because so we benefit from that. Crumble or unit size. Again, I'd like to go straight unit size. We can pick these up later. And then we have 178 gold left for upgrades. Now, spells-wise, so obviously Raise Dead is crucial for us, but it only works on our Skeleton Warriors and Spearman units. White Guard aren't beneficiaries of the spell. They are, however, beneficiaries of Reanimate, which does a similar thing. It doesn't heal nearly as many wounds, but you can use it on the elite stuff, so our elite Skeleton Warriors. So there you go, I can now supplement both, or you can use it on even any reanimated unit, so it gives us a lot more flexibility with not taking damage. I'm using air quotes. Right, other spells, we have Banners of Mists and Banners of Swiftness are probably our primary concern, because they allow us to move faster and not get shot. Banner of Fury on Skeleton Spears is less convincing because we don't tend to want to be we want to allow them to charge us to get all of our attacks. Curse Standard could be interesting, but you only get 7 more attacks from the first rank, which is okay. I think the actual move speed and not being shot and killed is better for us at this point. So 143, they cost 35 each, so 3, 6, 9, 5, 10, 15. What would 4 be? 3, 6, 9, 12, 5, 10, 15, 140. We can actually buy 3 of these 35-point banners, which is exactly what I'm going to do. So Swiftness, I think definitely Swiftness on the White Guard because they're slow, even slower than the regular skeletons because they have heavy armor. That leaves me with 73. Banners of Mist to prevent me from taking really nasty casualties from being shot. I think that's preferable than the damage upgrades because we have enough. Well, 50 could make the Skeleton Spears really strong and just beat any unit they get into combat with in one turn. That's quite good in terms of a tactical standpoint because you don't have to worry about being stuck in combat, taking horrendous attritional wounds. You can just, for this one turn, I'm going to win by spamming out a horrendous number of attacks. I think that's better than the Banner of Mist. I can heal a lot of the oncoming damage, so I'd rather win fights more effectively. So I am going to change my mind and I'll go for the extra attacks on the Spearman. So we'll have, what, 7, 14, 21, 28 when all is said and done. We go to a campsite, which heals every unit, which will get us to full size everywhere, which is cool. And if you could take an extra... Oh, no, these white cards still up there. 13 is fine. I'd rather take the experience because I'm going to need a lot of levels throughout this campaign. And stretchy-wise, the white guard, obviously, with their accompanying friend, can stretch out again. Now, the only trick is with Reanimate, unlike Raise Dead, I can't use it to bolster units beyond their starting size in the battle. So I can't immediately reanimate white guard to go up to extra size. I can only use it to heal already dead ones I lost in the fight. So reanimate is kind of more useful in that regard. Bandit gang. We're going first. There's going to be some annoying range stuff we're going to have to run at. There will be cavalry. I will really hope that the cavalry actually wind up in front of the skeleton spears, because then I can just run at them. And the ones with the... I'm all Banner of Swiftness up, aren't I, with these white guard in the centre. Just kind of spread out like that. They're all on that side. That's the worst possible outcome. They're all over there. Okay. Well, I guess I need to use you first, because I want to use Unholy Vigor on this unit, so that when these light cavalry come towards me, I can charge them, because the warriors, unlike the spearmen, need to get the charge to be useful, and then just sort of stand in place, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to heal you anyway, so don't worry about it. I'll take some nasty hits. Start coming forward. I'm going to wait with the skeleton warriors until the end, because I need to see where that unit moves. You're a bit faster, but still not fast enough to outposition foot knights yet, so let's just kind of come up here. They're genius. Oh, they're going to wait. Oh, they wait. That's a perfect decision for them. They wait until the last decision. If they moved first, I would then be able to counter them by shoving myself up to catch them. But because they haven't, I'm going to move forward, and then they're going to move just close enough to catch me, and then they get the charge, and I can't stop them. I don't get my charge bonus, which is a shame, because it would have changed the mathematics for that roll. Yep. Oh well, I'm just going to have to heal them with Raise Dead to the best of my ability. Can't even counter charge. There's nothing I can do. Even with Unholy Vigor, we will be outcharged by light cavalry. So over here, let's go ahead and immediately start raising dead, because otherwise we'll probably just lose. I mean, I get the extra attacks, which is cool, so I'm up to my maximum attacks, and I'm going to take a load of casualties anyway. Otherwise, they're going to come bumbling forward. I think I'm okay where I am for now. That unit of handgunners is locked onto the warriors, so they're going to keep trying shooting them, and they're just not going to be a valid target. Come over here, stay far enough away from them, you don't get engaged yet. They aren't going to reach us quite yet either, so eventually someone will be able to flank and get around this unit. Yeah, we're out of range for now. They hit amazingly well just to annoy me. Doing great damage, of course you do. We hit below average, and they roll kind of... So yeah, so we're going to lose a bunch. No crumble, because it's 1-1, but I'm going to have to use Great Raise here again and just keep going until I win. Me first. So you're aggroed onto this, and I think you're aggroed onto this. So I'd like for somebody to eventually get around this. I can use my white guard a bit more aggressively now because I can reanimate them. So probably start moving you around this way. They waste a turn over there, which is okay. I would have liked to have seen either of these moved so I can outposition them. How do I want to do this? I guess I could just have you fight the spearmen. The spearmen are going to foolishly charge me, which means they only get 10 attacks. So I think it would be a good idea to have you just take the spearmen on here, because you can win. And do this again. Yeah, we're not even at max attacks anymore. Interesting. They're just going to come forward. Is that a... No, it's still a front arc, so only one of these two units can engage us. I'm just going to hop out of the way here. Eventually I'll get someone into your side. They stand in place because we will do battle here. They roll below average at last, and I roll fine. Good. This is the turn you can win because they haven't got their charge bonus anymore. Yeah, now please run away. Good. Your reward for that is you're going to get shot by these handgunners a lot. I'm going to have to use Unholy Vigor to start running them over. Take those on. You should prevail. That's all okay here. Okay, spells. Again, I don't need to use... I would like to use... I think I'm going to have to end up healing the warriors anyway. So let's just use Unholy Vigor to start. So I can shove them up there and get onto these units in one turn. Handgunners have picked you as their favourite, so you're going to get shot. Can I get into the side arc of the handgunners is the question. No chance, given how far away it is. What I could do, if that unit holds, what I could do is I could charge this unit, and then I'll be here, and I should be able to draw a line of sight to flank them after that. Depends if the unit's not there, I'll just have to run into the handgunners. Depends if it rallies. You are dead set on charging that unit right now, it seems. I could flank you with that unit, which is okay. I don't think the spearmen... Oh, they do run. That's annoying. I would actually have preferred they held. Can you escape? I can actually get away. I want them to engage the spearmen. Not my white guard. I want them to be the attacker. One casualty from the Necromancer, and then our superior white guard unit should outclass them. Get a bunch of wounds there. And I've got better skill and better armor. I take one. Good. I need them to run now because if the spearmen hold, I'm quite lucky there. If the spearmen hold, they'll do some very nasty damage to us because they get a lot of attacks, even more so when they're not charging. Yes, you could do that. Would you rather get punched by the handgunners or just charge them? So it's 6 and 2 3s. If I allow them to shoot me again, I'm going to take more casualties, but it means I can flank them next turn. If I take this head on, I have to fight them directly, in which case it's 9 versus 12, and we have equal stats, except they have one more skill. In fact, I would just lose in the end. I think I'm better off letting them shoot me, do a couple more damage, and then getting the flank and trying to break them. That is the only way this unit would actually defeat the handgunners. I'm going to do it the hard way. Get shot again, guys, sorry. Yeah, you take it, 4 more, okay. I'm going to have to use reanimate on this unit, just to give them a fighting chance and doing enough damage to win. And now you can get into the flank of the unit. You want to engage that. Well, I can rear charge them with... I can rear and side charge them. I have to reanimate this one to be full HP already, but this first. There you go. It gives us just a bit more of a fighting chance there. We'll put you into there. They rally, which is okay. I could come up here. I would risk taking some damage on these. You could also help here. Because I need to use one reanimate on this to go up to full size again. Rear charge. Side charge. I'm going to do the sensible thing, and because, unfortunately, because they've seen me there, I'm going to have to... I don't know if they can actually draw a line of sight to me. They probably can. In which case I'm better off just... In fact, I'm better off out... I can outfox the air here. I'll allow them to charge me. And then I'll get more attacks than them because they only get their front 2 ranks. Here, one more use of speed. I don't really need it for anything. If I can just get you into their back, that's all I need to do in case this unit holds on. Yeah, so they'll turn around and we can kill them. And then we'll save... I'll save Grey to reanimate because I maybe use it on this one, maybe use it on you. I'll see how I feel. There you go. One hit from Vespara, no damage. These are foot knights, actually quite tough. Yeah, we're going to be stuck here a while. So yeah, I do need to collapse this unit with both of them. Here, you need to win this turn or otherwise you're not winning. No damage, that's the best possible outcome. Run away, please. Oh, that's unlucky, they just held. So 8 versus 10, they have better stats than you. You're going to lose that eventually. You charge there. You stand and take it, don't charge, because then you get your maximum number of attacks. And here we use our standard for even more attacks. Great to reanimate. I'll see who needs it the most in a minute. Here, you're surrounded by my most elite infantry. Surely you'll lose this. Take one more casualty there. They lose by 4. Now, if they eventually, when they break, when they do, won't be able to run away. They'll just collapse and die because they're surrounded. You actually did better this turn than when you charged in. And now they run. Okay, fine. There we go. So they have better skill, but then we have decent 4 casualties. Okay, 26 attacks, 14 hits. That's good. Only 2. We actually lost because they rolled an unbelievable save. Okay, well, congratulations. Over enough time now, you would eventually lose this one as well. So glad I bought that curse standard. They rally. Fine, we have to charge you in again. Again, pick a great to reanimate target. Probably myself, because I just want this unit to be full HP. I'm going to have to heal both of these no matter what I do. Just a question if I can get this one to be full strength. Both of the reason why this is a bit of a wet new 3 casualties. We're both better defensively than we are offensively, so we're going to end up smacking into each other, but yeah, we're going to finally go. Not before doing just enough to be a nuisance. I lose badly, I suspect. Oh no, they actually rolled even worse than I did this time. What a weird game this is. When I should win, I don't. I shouldn't win, I do. You can fix that for us. And eventually I'll put someone to the side of the spearmen. This is the problem with these infantry armies. There's not really any outplay potential. You just kind of get stuck in these long slog battles in which you eventually just roll really badly and take horrendous losses for no reason. Is that whole unit basically gone? That should be it now. They're going to keep running, so don't worry about those. You're not really ever going to get to the side, and I don't need any more speed. I'll kind of run up here if they do. Maybe we can intercept them. Now they're off the field. Nothing from the Necromancer. They're routing this turn anyway, so it's just an exercise in futility. Yeah, we win. Great. Alright, let's patch everyone up. Yeah, that's unfortunate. There's just enough to be annoying. Do I want to stay at 11 or 15? A couple more levels to reanimate the skeleton warriors. Get their second tier here, which is good. We'll have the move speed. It's actually starts to become useful in terms of upgrades. And the white guard. Have 15 already. I could go up to 20, which would be nice because well, think about it. They stretch 7 across, and you only get the front 2 ranks fighting, so 14. So going up any higher is a bit irrelevant for now. So maybe reduce the crumble in case I lose fights. No, it's in the spirit of the size thing, isn't it? We're going for maximum everywhere. You obviously need a heal. 15 is okay for now. I need to actually take some golds to, help me win the campaign. We'll get our max units later, but for now we need the cash. That's obviously not good enough. But I think both of the white guard are okay at their current size. Like so, we need to use raise on these because obviously we're rather down on the old size there. This is going to be difficult, this elite. You have to try quite hard. Korgak. Okay, I'm going first. There'll be a unit of annoying cavalry and a unit of trolls somewhere. So what I'd love to do is stick the white guard into the flank of the cavalry. So when they can, where will they be? Probably there. So what's the the weakest unit I've got? That unit skeleton spears. If you can bait the cavalry into coming this way, and they can shove the white guard into their flank. So have them come down here and angle that, and then I can put them this way, is the hope, and then you two can just come along here. Maybe you run along the side. No, it's a chariot and a giant. Okay, that's going to be a bit awkward. Kind of waiting for these two to move. Definitely use Unholy Vigor on that unit. We're doing the smart thing, positioning these two. So it'll come down to these. They're going to come running forward. I can't really stop them. Again, I'd love to get some support with my white guard, but because they're going to go first, I can't actually escape. What's their range like? The giant I could probably escape from. The chariot I can't. So just stand. If I stand in with the spears, use the raid spell and use a curse stand, I could probably just beat them with sheer number of attacks. Yeah, forward they come. Because if I tried my trick here, which is putting you into their side, 1, I can't even make it because of the distances involved, and 2, eventually that giant is just going to come over here and be a nuisance anyway. Wish that unit was larger. No charges as of yet. What am I going to do about that giant? That's a serious problem for us. The only thing I can think to do is surround it with white guard. Okay, use your curse standard. Basically buys a turn. Forces the enemy to show their hand in terms of initiative. If I can wait, I might be able to flank this unit and break it, but I need to first see where that goes. So use this unit over here. You move these now, which lets me out position you. Definitely use this while I have the chance. Rolled a 3, very good. I'll just increase our odds of killing this thing. Just back away for a turn, I don't need you to fight yet. Okay, you do come that way, but because I hedged my bets and waited, I can now get over here and flank this unit without ever being engaged by those. Good. Right, get rid of one Orc Warrior to start. Yes, they don't have a lot of attacks, so I'm hoping they do consistent damage, but I'm hoping I can just overwhelm them with sheer numbers. Yes, dead in one turn. Now, best case scenario for me is the giant wastes its time trying to chase around these skeleton spears while I mop up the rest of the army and I never actually bother fighting it. Defense 6 is... I don't have any high power in the army, like 4 or 5 on the charge with the White Guard is all I've got to offer. It's not great. You are starting to bother me. Again, I'm going to lord them for a while. They do exactly what I was hoping for. You're going to start coming after him. What I probably need to do, though, I think I need to Unholy Vigor this unit in order to have any chance of escaping this because of the woods in the way. Down and get out the way, fine. And then you, because you're slightly faster now, I should be able to... Uh-oh. So this is... I might be in trouble. So annoyingly, he can see me because of that sliver there. So is there any way I can position in a way such that I can escape this? I might have to end up coming down here. That will escape me for one turn, at which point he's just going to come forward. I really wanted to escape this way. Or if I kind of hug the side more effectively. No, that's as tight as I can go, and as you can see, there's no way to get... Oh, I'm so close. No, I'm still visible. If I just go further forward and then twist. No, that doesn't get me out of that range. Yeah, just using twisting isn't going to get me there because that sliver he can see through the woods there lets him draw line of sight. Just lets him do the charge. So the best I can do is this. He's now going to come forward, at which point maybe if he comes forward in a way I can exploit. Unfortunately I can't. I'd love to end my turn facing that way. There's no way for me to kind of get here and then turn around. Maybe I can do this. No, I'm still visible there. That doesn't work either. I'm being a bit cagey because it does matter quite a lot how I actually pull this off. No, it doesn't work. Best I can offer then is making it easy for me to turn that way later. So I do that, and then I'm going to have to use half my movement to turn that way, and then I have 5 points of movement to escape, give or take. Just have to hope it's enough. Okay, I'd really like it if you broke this unit in one turn. 10 hits is a great start. They stop rolling above average. They hit back above average, and I saved below average. Okay, so great. They did great, and I did kind of terrible. They still can't hold on because they're silly orcs with their bad morale. Somewhat should present a rear charge for this unit now. I'm not taking the side, I want the back ends. Come forward. Okay, I'm just going to have you come towards this. I need to use reanimate on this at some point. If they did what I thought. Oh, let me guess, because I put myself too close to the side, I can't. Forgot about that. You can't actually do that. I'm not allowed to move. The only way I could exfiltrate for myself from this is getting myself off the wall and then inching my way forward. Yeah, no, not possible. I have to take the charge now. Oh well, you pinned me, giant. Well done. Just, I mean, there's no point. I might as well just stand there and take my lumps. I can't... Normally, if I could, I would just declare a flee and run off the field, but no, we're just going to lose the whole unit to that giant slowly chewing it. You're aggroed onto you. What I'd like to do, if you could do me a favour and turn around and face the skeleton warriors. That'd be great, because then I could rear charge you with this unit. You, spell-wise... I don't really need to use any of these yet. I could put yours back now. I'll wait, because I might take more casualties, in which case I can just replenish them later. Just move and then turn. Don't need speed, not really. sacrificing the spearman to distract the giant. Nope, they are insisting on remaining on my white guard here. Well, I guess I could do this and just force them to make a decision. Turn and face me. Otherwise, yeah, just back away. If they do turn around, I can then turn around and hit them. Raise dead or reanimate. I could raise dead here allows me to buy more time, which isn't a terrible idea. It just means it just takes longer for them to cut through me. I'm not going to win. I end up doing like, I'm power 3, it's defense 6, so it saves on 2+. I'm going to be doing like negative damage to the thing. It's basically going to win every turn. Yeah, only damage on 1s? Okay, they're all 3 1s, so you actually managed to get a draw. You're relying on the AI rolling really badly over and over again. That's frustrating. They're going to turn around and I'm going to reanimate this unit anyway, but I'm going to take more damage. Rolled an amazing discipline check. Nope, if you had to charge with something, you'd rather it be this one. They do what I was hoping for, thank you. Now recharge them with a more powerful unit. Reanimate, I'm going to use it on that unit in a second, but I don't lose any attacks yet, so not yet. Annoyingly, I can't actually turn to go help them, because they've gotten too close and I can't pivot around to turn, so we're just stuck here. Owl going over 2 skeletons. You only roll 1/1 this time, so I'm going to lose another 2. I lose more and more attacks each turn, so eventually they'll win. Oh, now we roll high, and we take some damage. If you could do that last turn, you would have wiped the unit without taking any wounds. Fine, I'll reanimate you back. And go here. Can you? Yeah, you can just charge and finish those off. If they hold here, I can just turn around and have the skeleton warriors re-engage. Using their war cry ability for more damage. Not that it really makes a difference. Now we'll reanimate up to, I think that was our starting unit size, so we're basically healthy. No damage this turn. There's another one. They did quite well though. I didn't think they'd do quite that much. Alright, we have one brute killed by a necromancer. And a bunch more casualties. I hope they break and run. They do this turn, excellent. That would be quite annoying to fight head on. And these are all just dead. So if we get out of this doing well, what will happen is we only have a single unit that needs to be healed, and everyone else will be... Well, I have to heal the skeleton warriors again anyway, because they're low starting strength, but the white guard are okay. They rally. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to have you get out the way, please. Start making your way around in this direction, thereby allowing you to do this again. I could reanimate that one to buy the time. It's gonna. They're not. The giant's never going to get into the game, so just ignore it. I'm going to take the rear charge, so you're just going to come here and get ready to hit them in the. If they turn around and fight, you hit them in the back. Ignore. 2 wounds. Hey, we did another 2 wounds. You're saying if I use reanimate on this one, we might eventually actually kill the giant. I guess low number of attacks means it actually really struggles to get through that many skeleton spears. Save reanimate in case I want to use it on myself. You're already in a perfect position. I don't want them going into the side because you're just taking wounds. Another one. No damage. No. Yeah, the stronger summons resisting crumble is actually pretty good. We would have taken a lot of damage without it. Okay, the Korgak hits backward to hit me. Sorry, I take a wound. Which is annoying because it affects combat res. They still don't hold on because they're very cowardly. Wavering. I'm just going to ignore them now because it will end not this turn but next turn. Even if they rally, I'm just going to... They'll have to spend the turn turning around and they can't engage us. So I'm going to use reanimate on this unit. Because I might just have a couple left at the end for replenishment purposes. Bonks on the 2. The 2 I put on there just get immediately deleted. There's another 2. Oh, it bugged. So it says wavering, but it's actually routing this turn. Sometimes that happens. So only 1 unit took wounds. It's pretty ideal for us. Bunch of levels, which is nice. Wispara. Yes, excellent. Yes, I was hoping to see this one earlier. We got a bit unlucky. Greater raise. So upgrades raise dead to raise an additional D3 units. So it would no longer be D3 plus 3. It's 2D3 plus 3. So a maximum of 9 each spell. So fantastic for us. Because you can, it's great because you can go beyond your maximum unit size. So you can just go get some horrendously strong units. Here again, just the size, please. Wait, did I press skill there accidentally? I think I might have actually turned my brain off and pressed skill. Okay, we'll get all the size upgrades in the end anyway, but sorry about that, I wasn't thinking. Size. I'm morally obligated. Well, this gets you to even more size than that in a second. And I think I'm okay with 19, so yeah, I'm going to fight towards Stronger Summons 3. Which I've never actually gotten before. So 15 is good for a White Guard unit. You want to be 14 or 15 is fine. And 11 of 15 for a White Guard unit is okay. And generate a bit more gold. Yeah, that'll do. And a goblin. So there you go. We've downgraded from orcs to goblins. Which I can tell. I did accidentally take skill. Okay, I thought it was the summon thing. Never mind. Right, so we can now start increasing the unit of these skeleton spears to actually some pretty impressive stuff. Right, trolls, wolf riders. This army is actually going to be more of a hassle for me than the supposed elite we just fought. Trolls are going to come charging forward. I can probably beat them by flanking them. So again, they've only got a little bit of shooting, which I'm not too worried about, so I'm just going to pass. They're going to come forward and shoot me immediately to punish me. Let's use Unholy Vigor first, because I'd like to get you around into the flank of the trolls. So I assume they're just going to come steaming forward. Go forward. I can buy a turn to get a few more, like, spam some heals. There they come. So they haven't reached either of us yet, so let's just stand here for a bit until I can flank them. Okay, that's annoying. Can I get you into a position to... I think so, as long as I can draw... So it's obviously in the side. The problem is I need to draw line of sight, but I think I'm in the majority of their flank, and I believe I can see them to legally declare the charge. So, yeah, that's that. They've force-fed me that Goblin Wolf Rider unit. Who am I to complain? Good. So that will be dealt with, and I'm hopeful the trolls will be dealt with in a moment. Worst case scenario is the trolls angle perfectly to catch both of us. They're going to move forward and shoot. So I've got to make a nasty choice. Either I move you now and you can escape their charge rays, but you're guaranteed being charged by the Wolf Riders. You'd rather avoid being shot or kind of get away from the Wolf Riders for a turn. Because next turn I might be able to catch these. Just pass, just let them shoot you. No, they tried to aggro onto the wrong unit. Convenient for us. So they're going to kind of come forward here. I guess what I'll try and do... Well, problem is if I use this unit first, I'm concerned that they'll turn an aggro onto you. So let's do this. Now they move that unit. Fine, I'll do this. I guess that means the White Guard are fighting them. The White Guard will win, so it's not the end of the world. Do you want to just throw these at them and use your Greater Raise ability now? I could use Greater Raise now, have a load of units and just... I can't charge them is the problem. Well, neither of us would be able to charge them, so it's just a case of taking more casualties on this is easier to replenish than White Guard. Okay, that's actually convenient for us because they've just given us a rear charge rather than a flank. Okay. Right, and then start using this now. 2d3 plus 3. There you go. I have 18 skeleton warriors. I hope they aggro onto you. They might target the White Guard anyway. That's pretty much the whole unit wiped for nothing in return. Good start. And away they go. Now who are you going to declare? I think that unit's closer. Yeah, the one I wanted, which is convenient. You're going to get shot once, but then you can go kill the short bows for me. Everything else is okay. They've aggroed onto you. I'm not too concerned. Spells. I could start save the reanimates for when the White Guard take damage. I could preemptively use another Greater Raise now because I'm going to take a whole load of wounds and this unit's not really going to get into combat, I've noticed from just the way it's panning out. So yeah, there's no reason not to. There you go, we're up to 25. Pretty impressive. You get shot. Take a wound. Good. I know I'm reanimating. You have to reanimate anyway when I get onto this unit. Yeah, I can get there. It's going to be a front charge. I can't get to their side arc, but I should win. Goblin shortbows aren't exactly amazing in combat. And you stand that you can't even you couldn't escape this if you wanted to. You're stuck. Alright, so this is a turn that will hurt because they get their extra charge bonus. They only did 2. Wow, they did really badly. And over there. I'm hopeful. So trolls are quite resilient, but I'm hopeful I can break them this turn. 6, yeah, they're good stats otherwise, but they've got bad discipline. So if you can just get a good engagement on them, they'll usually decide they don't want to be here anymore. So remember, we need to reanimate that at some point. Who are you going after is the question. Okay, we got lucky. They didn't actually catch anything. I want to wait and see if that unit rallies. It does. Okay, I need to get onto it and catch it then. And I don't think... Do they have the... Oh, I do have them because my banner of swiftness. I can catch them immediately. So you can go rear charge them. And over here, start making your way. I guess you can speed yourself up. Help get over here in time to be relevant. White guard versus these. It should be 6+ to save because only defense 2. They hit rather well though. And annoyingly they have power 3, so it can actually hurt me. Okay, down to 11. I think I might need to reanimate twice to go up to my original size here. Can't quite reach those, but we will in a moment. They're after you. Well, that's easy to avoid. They don't rally anyway, they're just going to keep running. So just this goblin mob who eventually will get a nice rear charge on with someone you're going to want careful. So I'm going to reanimate them. You just want to make sure you don't accidentally push yourself into the charge radius of an enemy. But no, we're okay here. You're irrelevant for this phase. Take some damage. Goblins losing a fight. You know, they run. Just leaves you. Okay, who are we going to get the rear charge with? 40 might... Probably that one. Depending on who they aggro onto. The skeleton warriors. Kind of hard to escape effectively here. I don't actually want to fight this unit unnecessarily. I have any further... I still have use of Unholy Vigor. Speed them up. Yeah, 11 move skeleton warriors. It's basically the equivalent of monstrous infantry. Those trolls were probably 11 move as well. Nice safe there. And then depending on where they go, you want to turn around. Yeah, 14. I've used reanimate on this to be full size again. Otherwise, we managed to get through this without actually taking any casualties, which is quite impressive. If you just kind of stage the use of your spells, say up to 15. It doesn't go beyond 15 though. We would have gotten 4, but we can't actually manage it. So I'm going to force you to make a choice. Either you turn to face this unit or you turn to face that unit. Someone's going to get into your back arc. In fact, they could do it now with the skeleton warriors, but they're outclassed by white guards, so you're going to charge in with either of those. Wavering. Goblin mob has finally cottoned on that something might be a bit wrong here. There's a couple of these skeletons running around. It's getting a bit nerve-wracking. I think if I just charge and hit them, they'll give up, so I'm just going to do so. Just, make it really intimidating. Compromise their morale by surrounding them with skeletons. Spearmen would be there usually. Imagine the spearmen are there. Yeah, it works because they're out this turn, so all I have to do is lock them in combat and I'm guaranteed to take no meaningful damage. Beep boop. Spooky skeletons. Elite armoured skeletons. And this bar, of course, who we can't forget, who is massively helping. Probably more useful than any other character, especially in this kind of army build. This would be completely non-functional without her. Yeah, got through that free of charge. Yeah, at this point I'm going to finally get that skeleton up to full size. Everyone else I think is okay. We want more warriors. 15's not great. I need more there. I'll outpace them with white guard for crying out loud. You want a couple more white gold? No, I want gold at this stage for the shops because I need to actually increase my strength. And I'm about to go into another one. Right, infantry being the name of the game. It would be the skeleton warriors, which is a bit painful because they're the expensive unit. But zombies, yes, they're discounted, but I'm going to be honest, zombies are of no practical utility whatsoever. They're so bad. You're better off just taking the skeleton warriors. And again, you can just immediately go for size. 92 left, which is not a lot. I was hoping for more gold to buy things. Banners of Fury and Curse standards on White Guard are cool. The Skeleton Warriors getting a buff would be nice because they're getting into a lot of fights. Banners of Mist. I want a lot of things. I want all the Banners of Mist, all the Banners of Swiftness, and then the Banners of Fury and Curse standards on all units would be cool. So I might have to start saving gold for just instead buying upgrades rather than I think because I can only afford a 50.1 and a 35.1. Is it a Curse standard or a White Guard? So which is the bigger White Guard unit? We have the Malevolent Horrors, is the large one, and we have the Undying Nightmares. So if we have a look at the two, the Malevolent Horrors are not the one with... They're the one with Banner of Fury. I think Curse standard's more important. Yeah, I'll take that on that one. Curse standard for more attack damage, and then 35 left. Does somebody want a Banner of Mist? Because I'm getting shot at a lot. Who can use it? Banner of Mist on either the Skeleton Warriors or the Skeleton Spearmen. And I think I'd like it on the Skeleton Warriors because they seem to be the primary shooting target for a lot of things. I think we have an extra unit of... Another unit of Skeleton, which again I'm going to space out. Because I can just use Greater Raise on that one and that one. Wish I'd then use Reanimate on that. Well, no, I can't exceed max unit size Reanimate, so careful. I could stretch this one out and go max attacks with the White Guard like that. Just to be more potent in the fight. It makes it hard to flank around things and engage, so just for 2 attacks I'm willing to just be a little bit more conservative like that. I'll try and get through like this. I could take the heal and the XP, but no, we can get all of that from the fight and get the gold as well to help us snowball for later. Yeah, it's just against Orc Raiders. I should have enough numbers now that having more units is great because you have an initiative advantage over the AI. I say that, it's not as if you can really outpace the AI in the amount of numbers it winds up with. So just put the bigger units on the flanks and then probably the White Guard in the centre so they can start getting around things and being cheeky with some side engagements. We have Ball Rider, so there's a unit Cav to worry about and the rest is just infantry. Again, the Boars will come smashing up here, so I'm going to Unholy Vigour this unit with the hope of flanking them. And then just stand there for a turn. Everyone else can just start getting around. Because I've got so many more units than them, it's pretty easy for me to just, I can force them to move and just give me exactly what I want. And then I'll start moving you this way because we want to start squeezing you through. Once this unit's dead and out of the way, I can start pushing them. Yeah, good. I think we reached a critical mass now where I can dance around the enemy with positioning. With only 3 units at the start, you have to be very careful, but that's where the Raise Dead spell is a true linchpin of the army. The Orc Warriors, I could hit them in the side with Skeleton Warriors, so Greater Raise this unit. That seems like a fine solution. I can easily get there and hit them in the side. Before they come, I'm not going to engage you yet. You just come forward and see me what their plans are up here. What I'm worried about is that unit might turn around and hit me in the side. No, they make the bad choice and go that way. Good news for me. Come around here and start flanking in this direction. Careful, if I use this now, if I use it I'm fine because they'll only stretch backwards, not sideways, so you don't accidentally move yourself into charge range. There you go. 2, 2, 3, got 7 extra there. And then this unit can stand there because they're going to get hit in the side anyway, so you're perfectly safe. Yep, I would like it for you to break this unit this turn because it is quite a potent unit. Take no damage, good, I can save Reanimate, and they break, excellent. Yeah, White Guard are strong enough when they're 6x6. Ugh, skill 5. Apologies, pressed the wrong button. Will atone later. Or they inch. Well, if you win this, you can then go straight into the side of that unit as well. So let's start moving these around here. Okay, they're going to do what I thought. So you're going to go around that way. And maybe, I guess you could flank this unit this way. I can double flank them. I could use Reanimate, and so they'll break and kill that pretty easily, I'm going to be honest. In which case, where's the banner of? Oh, I put curse. Oh, I put curse standard on you. Great. So you'll kill that and run. At which point I get a double charge on this and kill this, and it's just that unit left. Great arrays not needed right now. They can't physically do 3 wounds to harm you, and everyone else is okay. You just stand there for a second. I don't think you're in visual range. No. Who's left? Oh, you are okay. Show me you can defeat 10 orc warriors, please. Took 1. A break. That unit's now in a lot of trouble. Confirm. Surrounded by skillies. And once this unit's dead, you can then recharge that one if it decides to hold. Here, you could take a side charge, but honestly, why bother? Just ignore them. Eventually, they'll give it so they do rally, but has a built-in solution. Usually, the curse standard's good because it's on the right side, so I can use the curse standard and any spell of my choice in the same turn, which is appreciated. Is any other unit going to get into combat, or should I just spam great arrays on this one? Yeah, why not? Up to 28-7. Wow, look at that. That's getting good. We can do better and better, but we're starting to get up to those really nice unit sizes where the AI can't really do anything about 28 skeleton warriors. Come around, and you just cheerlead. Okay, so what's their character in there or something? I lose 1 skeleton. Oh no. Good damage from these because they have their curse standard. I take 1, I'll reanimate that in a second. They fail morale and they're surrounded, so they just instantly collapse and die. Go charge here. It's okay everywhere else. Interesting. Now they've moved, they can't actually see me, so they've moved terribly there and that they aren't going to catch me. So what I'll do, I've got a turn to spare, so I'm going to use Unholy Vigor here, with the intention of going into the rear of this unit. And I don't know, I can remember to reanimate myself here in a second. And you come around with your... oh, I thought I could go straight there. That stupid lip of the terrain here might actually stop me. Let's see if I can get far enough. Yes, I can. So reanimate, so the speed helping me both move and the distance of my blue arc for charging here. Easily enough to reach them. Yeah, the extra unit skeleton warriors is a bit redundant. It's not really participating. There's an warrior left. Charge those. No one can actually reach him. They're lucky. Fails to rally anyway. Just go back up to full size. Reanimate. Yeah, we're going to get through this with no casualties again. Casualties, air quotes. Skeletons don't sustain casualties. I say that there was a chance they could hold there and turn around and start hitting me, but nah. Orcs, when they lose a fight, tend to just run. Look how terrifying my skeletons are. You are afraid. Run away. So again, a skeleton warrior's level, and I've immediately reached the max size of... there you go, so strong replenishment. So you get +5 unit size, which is cool, and you get replenishment as well. So I'm pretty sure it gets you there, then we can start spamming size. And the White Guard, unit size 3, so we go up just straight up the generic size. We can start doing the crumble path. I think the crumble path is preferable because we're gonna start taking battles where we do maybe sustain some damage, but I mean we could do it later. Well, we level 4 and we'll go up to 5, 6, 7 if we do enough fights, which we should. So yeah, we can pick that up later. I think I'd rather go with the size for now. Okay, and then you're full. White Guard at 11 could go up. The Skeleton Warriors go up to... I would like more Skeleton Warriors because then you can get a truly massive unit. 15 White Guard is okay. I'm not really going to benefit from the size yet. I'll just use it later. 15 Skeleton... Again, the Warriors could use... White Guard are okay, but the Warriors I want to have be larger. Because they're very reliant on actually having the unit size to be combat viable. But there you go, we're getting to a point where we can fill out 3 ranks before I even use Great Arrays. The spell, yeah, that's getting pretty nice. Just make this unit a bit bigger later. You're the only one who doesn't get to 3, how disappointing. Take that into the Act 1 boss, Prince Ias. I really don't think the AI can do much about that many skeletons. There's just too many for them to contend with. So with this terrain, when there's that big block in the middle, I'm just going to stick everyone on this side. Because then you can kind of ignore a flank and maybe put the skeleton spears there in case anything, if there's an eagle over there that flies into us, I can just have it execute itself on the spearman line. Maybe the white guard on the side so they can flank and hit something in the kind of end, and then the warrior blocks in the middle, like so. Okay, so we've got, no, there's no eagle, but there are annoying elf watchers and they're going to be shooting at us a lot. That's an annoying combination we'll have to deal with. Who has the banners of mist? You, only the one unit? This banner of mist, only that one. So if you shove that one forward to maybe take some shots for you, or I prefer, I'm going to hedge my bets. Maybe they'll, okay, I was testing to see if maybe they'll move something other than chariot first, but no. Just shove this one forward, let it shoot and use greater raise on it. I hope you're the target for archery. The only thing I don't want being shot are the white guard because they're harder for me to punish, so I'm just going to put these forward. Honestly, if these units charge into me, they'll just die, so just let them. Yep, like that. Pick any target here. Unholy Vigor or start Greater Raise spamming now. I could use Greater Raise on both these units. They're going to take forever to come around there to the point where I don't really care. In fact, I don't actually want spearmen. Our spearmen would lose to their spearmen. They're just a lot more elite than we are. I'd have to rely on the sheer numbers and attrition. Here, the Watchers, the other downside to this army is that there's no fast moving anything. I can't get onto their back ranks to deal with archers. I'm just going to have to fight through their entire front rank first and then hit their back ranks later. But what I can do is I can probably Unholy Vigor this unit and start rocketing it up there as fast as possible. Would you rather? No, I'm only going to get into combat with one so I can... I'll Greater Raise this when they charge it. And then here, start getting into a position to maybe, I don't know, side engage this unit later. Here comes the damage output. Elf Watchers are very accurate and damaging at range, so this is going to hurt a bit. It'll probably take another 2 turns before I get there. Thunk thunk. Putting arrows into our empty eye sockets. Well, you're going to charge someone, and I can't stop you. That one. Well, if you insist. Let's just... What are they going to shoot? Well, if they shoot anything, it'll be you, so I'm just going to... they might target the white guard, which sucks. Just going to pass and see what they do. Move that unit first. Again, I can just play hedge here. In fact, I'm going to come forward and then intentionally turn around so I can just distract them. They're somewhat covering that unit. I'd rather see where that one moves first. I'm going to be forced to move one of these. I'd love for you to go up there, but I don't want them to shoot the white guard, so one of these two first. You already speed up, so maybe Greater Raise this unit now I have the chance. Back to 24 again. Hack it to death. Just back off for a bit now. I don't want to get charged yet. Yeah, they came straight for me, so I'm glad I did. Now, you just inch away as well. This might unfortunately make you the primary target, which I'm afraid I can't stop. Okay, well now you're definitely going to be the target because I'm the only unit left, so you're going to have to move and just get shot. Can't reach them this turn, but next turn I can get there to engage them. Sorry, white guard. You have the best armor, so you can take the hits the best, and you do. Look at that, thick armor. So one more volley and then we can start messing up the back line. Hit me 4 times. Yeah, smash 3. I don't think I can kill it in a turn, but I can probably win the combat. Oh, never mind, I'm dead wrong. It just dies. Take that, chariot. And I have more than I started, I think. Yeah, I did so poorly. I could go straight into the side of that unit. Now, what do they have? They'd have a bunch of elf nobles. They are kind of pesky to deal with. And then once I pin them, I can Greater Raise this unit again. But I need to Greater Raise that one because I've taken cash. No, I can use... Reanimate lets me restore the ones I've lost, so I can get you back to full strength with Reanimate. So yeah, throwing you in now, Greater Raising, and then when I... Admittedly, I won't break them because they're a really elite unit, so I can then engage them in the side with this unit and ignore them for a while. So yeah, why not? Nothing here. Okay, they're going to try and inch their way around there. I don't care, let's just ignore them for a bit. That unit technically moved, just turns to face those. You can be shot there, which is a bit annoying, so I'm just going to get you out of the way somewhat. Ah, that's unfortunate. I can't. I could use Unholy Vigor on myself now, give myself 3 more moves just to inch into range. However, if they hold, what will happen is they'll reorient, they'll turn and face, and they'll be stretched like this, in which case I think I will actually reach them. Because they'll be what? Rather than 3 like this, there'll be 6 across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think I'll catch them anyway. So I think I can get away with not having to waste my... I could use Greater Raise on this unit now. Well, I'm not going to lose any attack, so let's just use Unholy Vigor to be safe now. Increase my charge on it. I can definitely get there. I'm fine. And then, because I don't lose anything by not using it yet. Otherwise, you just kind of come around here. In fact, I'd love for you to be the primary target to take it off the heat of the White Guard. That's irrelevant. Just get close enough to be in charge range. I don't think I have any other units is the problem. Unfortunately, this is going to give them a close range shot, so I'm going to take a lot of damage in the last second here, but nothing I can do. I get my flank, which is appreciated. Can't really... I guess if I try to escape their shooting range, I could do that, but then they're just going to reorient and shoot me, which is actually worse, because then I lose the side charge, so you might as well just give them the angle of the shot, so they don't move. Yeah, they hit me. They do really well because it's close range. I take only what? That's where. Wow, the armor saves on the Malevolent Horrors have been doing gangbusters for us. That's appreciated. I'm going to lose this even with the side charge because of how potent this unit is. Specifically the character. Oh, draw. Okay, so I don't lose any crumble, but now I can flank them. I can do enough to win this. Although it's a bit of a risk in that I could actually stand. Prince Ias could actually beat my poor Necromancer to death here if I'm not careful. Can he do it in one turn? He's got 3 attacks, I've got 3 wounds. He'd have to hit and wound every single time. I'd back myself to make at least 1 save, and I think I can break them this turn. Oh, it's going to be tricky. Would you be safer just using Greater Raise on yourself and getting myself to rear charge? Because yeah, the risk here is I try this, I go for it, I take a whole load of damage, and they actually end up winning because of sheer combat raise. I think I need to rear engage. It's difficult. It's a really difficult proposition. This is the riskiest thing in the entire army. If I can just beat this, I'm okay. So it all depends on, do I want to go for it? I take the wounds on the character. They get a load of attacks into my unit, plus extras. Yeah, it's going to suck no matter what for combat. Well, combat res isn't too bad if I'm just anti-crumbling everything anyway, so I think I try it this turn. I think I'll be okay. More important I kill them quickly than give them an extra turn and just depleting. They will deplete the Skeleton Warrior unit very quickly. So they're a hard counter to my large number style force. They've moved terribly, they can't actually charge me there. Do this immediately because we're definitely going to want it this turn. Ah, careful. If I used... Oh no. If I use Greater Raise now, what will happen is I'll push my unit size out and they'll be able to charge me in the side. So I'm going to have to hold it. I guess instead I could... I was going to Unholy Vigor something, maybe that unit to go catch them, but I needn't bother at this point. Yeah, just leave it. I'll use Reanimate later when these units start taking damage, so let's just leave that for now. I can pass because they've only got the 1 unit left who can't shoot anything if I engage cleverly here. I'm just going to hide you behind the other units here so you can't be shot, and I can completely waste that unit's turn, and then I can kill them with the White Guard later. You take another shot from those, but you'll be okay. Right, here we go. Oh no, they don't. Okay, that's good news. They can't actually aggro onto my Necromancer because he's stuck engaging the warriors. Good, I'm not. That's good. So I'm not going to at risk of losing all the spells. Here, you do a single wound, which isn't great. They do amazingly to us. Yeah, this sucks. Just the sheer amount of damage they can put out. Actually, we still lost. So I'm going to crumble a bit. And this unit. Okay, fine. I'm starting to kill enough of them that they lose attacks and I might be able to actually win. Here. Yeah. You actually struggle to do any meaningful damage, but... Okay, now you're going to be stuck with the Watchers. I assume you'll win that. What stats? 445, 433. Yeah, I mean, you should have done a lot better than you did. No charges. I'm going to start helping it reanimate and spells and the like. Just pass for now. Let's see what they do. Get your back to being on you. I don't really care. Just start coming around this way to maybe help with these fights. Am I out of range? Yes. Yeah. Okay, you're definitely... Actually, you can actually just get around again. Thanks, pal. Okay, and then you... can I even do this? Yeah, because I don't know if... I was concerned for a moment I wouldn't be able to legally do it because I can't fit the unit there, but... Careful, if I do it, do I... I think I'm okay. I'm running the risk of getting rear charged by this unit, but I don't think I have any choice. I need to win this fight. Oh, it's going to be close. I get a lot of extra attacks, which I like. You take a couple of wounds, it's fine. Getting rear charged by that is not the end of the world if I can defeat you. Yeah, IS doing nasty damage as he always does. Hey, the Necromancer killed too. 2 more. Good. There's now so few of those left, I think I've got them. Good, yeah, they're all gone. Did it the hard way. I had to slowly pummel the whole unit to death, but we got there. That's I'd argue, the primary threat dealt with. And I'm just trying to slowly defeat these units. And because I took so many casualties, I now shrink back down, so I'm safe. Hooray. So yeah, defeating that Weapon Master unit cost me both greater raises and still hacked through the full unit, but when we got there. Shooting, they're going to shoot me again. I can't really stop them. I need to wait for this unit to move first to outposition it. Let's come around here. Good, I know where they are now. You could start using rays on... You need it for that one as well as that one. Either or, really. This unit's going to have to get replenished the hard way regardless. Is this the one with stronger summons? If it's stronger summons tier 3, then I get extra replenishment, so we'll go up to a good size immediately. Otherwise you, I don't know, just... Yeah, you can just back off. There's no reason. I mean, if you were really lucky, what you could do is kind of escape round. I could if I used Unholy Vigor on myself to escape, but I mean, what am I saving Unholy Vigor for is the question. I just use you. You should be beaten to death by sheer numbers. I'm not too worried about you, so I'm going to use this now. And use you to escape. In such a way they now can't target anything with shooting. You see, I still can't get out even with the Unholy Vigor buff. No, I can, surely. 4.9. Nearly there. Just a bit more. I'm actually getting more movement by going this way somehow. Okay, there you go. You have no target, no extra damage for you. Let's at last be rid of this wretched lord. 2 wounds from the skeleton warriors, and finished. There you go, got him. Usually he's not that much of an obstacle, but will be this time. They roll unbelievable. These watchers are doing so good at holding my white. They should have lost long ago. Admittedly, they have more attacks, but it doesn't really change the fact how badly this is going. Okay, one of you are going to have to deal with this. I was hoping you would have already dealt with that by now, but nope. Who would you rather get shot, this unit or someone else? Well, if I force feed them this unit, so I could go and shoot that, so I can then side charge you with those. What are you doing? You come this way because you might be able to get a good charge on the spearman there. Don't go too far forward though. Yeah, I don't want you to get unnecessarily into their charge range. You just get out of the way. Somebody will get something on you good in a second. Now you're going to point like my poor skeleton warriors. Ow, ow. But that will allow me in exchange to get you into their side. Oh, maybe not with my speed. I can just about get there. You can ignore the charge range of range stuff because the AI will never legally declare that charge. It just doesn't consider it as an option. You've taken enough damage where you can probably just use this now. There you go, back up to full size. Please. There, oh, we're still stuck in combat with this one guy. He's going to hold again, isn't he? Hooray! They finally ran. With his high discipline, he probably rallies when he has an opportunity. And break those. I'm a bit worried about doing this because you might be force feeding that a charge later, but I don't know. I think okay. No, we're okay. They're positioned badly. In fact, if you can bait them into kind of angling awkwardly, maybe I can draw them out here. No, in fact, they've done it the perfect decision. They've charged you. Right, animate. Who's taken... You're fine. You've taken a wound. And I think this unit's taken a couple of wounds. I think I would prefer to have the white guard be full strength and just heal a single unit of warriors. And this one's going to have to spam heal anyway, so I'm going to put you back up to full... No, save it. I am going to do that, but after the combat, because I might end up taking a few more casualties, so the reanimate could be used more effectively later. Yes, it does rally, of course it does. So there you go, you're going to be stuck fighting that for another turn. While you do what? I want to rear charge this unit rather than waste time front charging it. Can you break one of these units in one turn? Or is it going to be another unbelievable slog like over there? Do take another casualty, I can put that back. Okay, we do break them at least immediately this time. Yeah, I still think it has good odds in this battle apparently. I'll take your word for it. Kill the one in the back, I suppose, because you don't have to risk taking any damage. Yeah, fine. Can't reach anything, and we'll wait to see what you do. Right, now that everything else has been cleaned up, we can now finally start focusing on these big bricks. They do the annoying thing where they're going to end up in a good position to kind of hit my other units, so I think I have to take this one head on. Yeah, so you can kill that, and then that will rally, and you can rear charge and kill that, so that's all that dealt with. You are going to have to fight this and take a bunch of damage to the White Guard. So be it. Can somebody finally decently get around into their back arc? Yes, because you have the speed spell. Finally got there, okay. You do rally. That's a solved problem, don't worry. Everyone else just stand here, whatever. Dead. Help us out with that one next. I think I win. Yeah, especially with this random skill upgrade I accidentally gave myself. It'll actually pay off quite nicely here. Excuse me, valiant distraction skeleton warriors. Move you out of the way so I can put this unit into their back. Just leaves you. Do I want to use Greater Reanimate now, or do I want to save it for subsequent turns? So I get what? 3 to D3 plus 1, so 2 to 4, and I've taken 2 wounds. You'd be better off saving it because you could net more recovery if you hold it for a bit. The downside is that I lose the potential 2 extra attacks that may mean I win this combat in one turn. 5-4-5, 4-3-4. I do just outclass them, but I'd rather go with the replenishment route. Although the combat, if they break and they break and they break, it might just end before I ever get a chance to use it. Oh, go on, let's just use it now. Come on, we'll go all in. And I rolled the 1, so it was exactly right. I wouldn't have gotten any extra replenishment for holding on to it. There, I've maxed out my potential. Way to go, Necromancer. Yeah, I take 3, of course I do. You roll well just then and there. And they're going to hold, so we're going to lose some more. Here, I would appreciate if this ran in the turn. 5 in the flank's pretty good. They've got good discipline though. They do break. Excellent. And you do better than last. Stop rolling 5s and 6s. Oh, for Christ. Oh, now I'm going to take more casualties in the White Guard. These watchers are unbelievably good in combat. It's the high discipline, I guess, is what's keeping them in here. Great. Now I'm going to have to heal the White Guard unit. I didn't want to do. You get out of the way. If you're going to charge, you might as well charge with... Well, they do have the curse standard, but I think I'd rather charge with the power increase unit. Alright, let's see how much unnecessary damage I take, because this lost battle that the elves insist on doing more wounds to me in. This is the one that's going to annoy me. Oh yeah, now they're dead, but got away with it. Let's take that, watchers. They're wavering. Can't actually catch them here, can I? No, so I'll just have to do that. They rally, because they will with their high discipline. Yeah, just kill them. Skip the rest. I got out of this largely intact. I don't think too many of the units actually took any damage. Routing this turn, so I could just hammer the skip button. I'm going to charge and fight this one more time, because I am a spiteful skeleton. And this obviously isn't going to happen, but we would charge into that as well. Clickety-clack, break elf back. Except for that one. Verdant Company. Vernon of the Verdant Company there, escaping with his life. So yeah, that warrior unit got hammered, but that's understandable. A couple more levels, which is good. Had to sacrifice one for weapon masters, so you leveled again. And get the other cool spell I wanted. Great, so we'll go... We've got a greater upgrade spell, now we can upgrade the other one to Greater Reanimate. It's still... You don't unfortunately get any more So you stay with the old D3+1, but when you use it, it also gives power and defense. So it kind of changes the nature of the spell, where previously it was purely you can just wait as long as possible to use it to get your levels back, but now you're actually rather incentivized to maybe use it preemptively to increase power and defense stats if it means you're going to win a fight. So it's a little bit of a harder equation to make, so we'll think about it. The White Guard leveled, more size. I mean, 15 once I actually use the size properly is okay. Nah, 20 is good. Take some extra size on them now. And then the spears here leveled. I don't particularly care about any of those. Yeah, I didn't get the plus unit size one, so I'm just going to have to go with the skill for now, I guess. Okay, 16 of 17 is fine. That's okay. 19 is obviously good. These desperately need replenishment. That's non-optional. 10, yeah, that's it. When you get the plus 50 replenishment, you get almost full size every time, so we can be really aggressive with the reanimated horrors for that reason. The White Guard, 15, you could just take more and be a really strong unit. There you go. Not much gold because I'm taking units a lot, but there you are. Where everyone gets to 3. Excellent. Oh, that's a hefty unit of White Guard. I can probably chill out with taking unit size for that one now. Yeah, that's a long slog. As you can tell, the campaign's going to be a long one because fighting your way through when there's a lot of just infantry, you can't flank things or outposition or do anything clever. You just got to slowly march your way across the field, but it's going to be worth it in the end. We'll have some truly impressive unit sizes. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If so, please do like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. We're coming along nicely and I do appreciate it. If you have any notes on what you'd like to see for future SOVL runs, then by all means please do let me know. I'm happy to take feedback on board, or if you just want to chat with me and let us down in the comment section, that's fine too. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.